Hi, Nicola Grace, your personal mission mentor here, and in this video I want to take you through my 7 steps to clarity formula that helps you accurately pinpoint your higher purpose and reason for being here and get the ball rolling on what it is you're supposed to be doing so you can be living that life of purpose, passion, prosperity and pizzazz. And I want to try to get the system downloaded for you in under 20 minutes in this video, so I'm going to talk fast. These steps are right out of my Mission Blueprint online home study program. There's no sales pitch at the end of this video, it's pure content. But if you want to learn more about the system in Mission Blueprint, you can head on over to missionblueprintonline.com. So my claim to fame, so to speak, is that in 2006 I stepped up to save a billion-dollar industry, achieving in just 6 months what that industry had failed to do in 7 years. And I made history and won an award for my strategy, and you're going to see me there on the right with the award and the industry leader who presented it to me. Well, I achieved this mission while I was dealing with the news that I had final stages melanoma. And this was my second time at facing cancer. So life hasn't been that easy for me. Seriously. It looks and sounds all good now and flashy, but I've had a lot of stress, tragedies and struggle, just like everyone else. If there's a difference at all, it's because I kept up with my transformation, personal and spiritual development. And I've been speaking, teaching and writing in the personal development and spiritual transformation around the world for over 20 years now. And I don't mind telling you, I turned 50 several months ago, even though I know I don't look it and sound it. So I've been around the block and I've seen a few things in my lifetime. I'm going to share that with you. Here's why I'm giving away my entire system that helps you to step into clarity about your higher purpose and personal mission, and the confidence that comes from knowing how to get there. Certain you can make money soulfully, because you can, even if nothing has worked for you before. You see, your mission blueprint is your soul's grand plan for your life, the one that offers you the greatest sense of purpose, passion, prosperity, and of course, pizzazz. Your soul's grand plan is better for you than your ego's plan for you. There's no pizzazz in your ego's plan. There is instead often struggle, stress, inconsistent results with no guarantee you'll achieve what you set out to do. Your mission blueprint, on the other hand, not only guarantees that you're going to be successful because it's your soul's plan, how can you not succeed? It leads you to your greatest potentials and highest abilities. But when you step into your mission blueprint, you contribute to changing the world and making it a better place, and that's what I'm about. In 2012 alone, I helped over 1,000 clients find, follow and accurately monetize their purpose so they could live happy, fulfilling and financially prosperous lives. And here's the 7 steps to clarity that I teach in Mission Blueprint. So the first step is you need to clarify your right direction, and there's a lot of distinctions in here that can be very important for you to know, because the problem is that most people look in the wrong place, and the solution is you need the DNA of self-discovery. Remember, DNA is a code, and it's a code that builds structures, and it's perfect. There is nothing imperfect about DNA. So if you're going through this perfect self-discovery process, which is a process where you look within and you look without, so you're looking within yourself, deeply connecting to yourself, and then you look without, that is, you look out to your life and what's going on in your life and all of the clues that are out there that are going to help you figure out what your purpose is, and you join all of those dots together and you listen for the resonance, which is really important. So I want to talk a little bit more about listening for resonance, because we're talking about soul here, and let me explain really briefly what I understand my soul to be and what I've experienced it to be. And you can actually read the full story on how I discovered my soul in my early 20s in my book Discover What You're Here to Do. So the soul in the dictionary is that animating force in us. It's the vibrational energy that moves our body. It's connected to spirit, which is our life force. So it's kind of like an intermediary between our human life and our spirit, and it contains knowledge, wisdom, understanding. So it knows better for us what is good for us, what is going to help us through life. And it contains the blueprint for what the grand plan for our life is, again, for us to live the greatest life ever. So given that it's a vibration, given that your soul is vibration, it's going to communicate to you via resonance, isn't it? Have you ever had that experience of chicken skin? You know, you get the goosebumps and you go, oh, somebody says something and you get goosebumps. That's resonance. That's an electrical impulse that's passing through your body. That's your soul's way of communicating to you, saying, hey, pay attention, listen here, there's something for you to get. And the other way that that resonance can be felt is through a warm flush in the body. And I'm not talking about a menopausal flush or a passionate flush. I'm talking about just a really subtle warm impulse. It just goes vroom like that in your body, and you feel this beautiful warmth in your body. That's another way your soul's communicating to you. So once again, when you look within and you go really deep within yourself, and again, I'm going to talk about that in another step, how to do that. And then you look at that, you look at what your life's telling you, what all those clues are, you join the dots. Listen really carefully. Pay attention to those chicken skin moments, to those warm vibratory moments, because they're going to tell you you're on the right track, you're heading in the right direction, and you're even thinking in the right direction. So the second step, and this is a really important step, you need to locate your personal mission, gift, and message. Most people stop when they come up with a purpose statement or a theme or a job. So they go to a life purpose coach or what have you, and they go, oh, my purpose is to be a nurse, or my purpose is to have a business that's going to change the world, or my purpose is to help others to blankety blank blank blank, whatever that statement is. And they stop there going, I've found my purpose. And the problem with that is that further down the track, things begin to unravel and turn to custard, and this might have even happened to you. And so you think, oh my goodness, was I wrong? Did I get my purpose wrong? No, you didn't. You were bang on, but there are finer distinctions. Remember at the beginning I said there are finer distinctions. They're actually going to help you really accurately get onto your mission blueprint. So part of that is locating your personal mission, your gift, and your message. So the solution is engaging the undefeatable laws of nature. That is like, let's look to nature to give us clues, specifically the law of purpose. Because the law of purpose can help us build the confidence that we can actually do what it is we're supposed to be doing and what we're here to do. And it also gives us clues to how to accurately monetize our purpose. It can make us redundant proof because nobody else takes your place in the big cosmos scheme of things. And it can give you clarity on the life path of how. A lot of my clients come to me going, I think I know what my purpose is, but I don't know how to get there. And so they get stuck there. So when you locate your personal mission, gift, and message, it gives you finer distinctions and direction as to how you're going to monetize, but not only that, how you're going to proceed, like what's the direction that you need. It gives you so much more information to work with to put your whole life path together. So one of the things that I teach out of Mission Blueprint is how to take a leaf out of the book of nature. And we're looking at the law of purpose here, and we're using the honeybee or the mission bee as an example. You can get this mind map from either my Facebook page, Discover Your Life Purpose, or Pinterest, and I'm going to put the links in the description down the bottom here so you can easily just click over and then download it and then work with this. So then what you want to do is you want to do, well, what does the bee do? The bee starts from the beehive, goes to the flower, comes back to the beehive, satisfies the queen bee, and creates honey in the process. But also at right angles, if you have a look down here in this mind map, it cross-pollinates and it helps in the propagation of plants. And that makes a big, huge difference because all life that lives on plants and the animals that live off the plants and the plants get to survive. So without the bee performing its purpose and carrying out its mission, we human beings would probably starve to death, and so would a lot of the animals on the planet. And it's one of the reasons why it's really important that when you get that Facebook message from Alvarez or any other group that's trying to save the bees, because we have a worldwide epidemic of these bees dying off because of all of the fertilization and the GE food that we've got going out there, it's a huge problem because this is how we live. Bees help us survive. So if you're all about changing the world, one of the biggest things you can do is support all those projects that are going to save the bees, that will help us continue life on this planet. So anyway, that's my little soapbox over. But what you want to do is go, well, pretend I'm a mission bee. What do I do every day? And then what's happening as a result of what I do every day? And then you want to dive deep. Well, what does this mean? You want to look within. Remember, you got to find the clues within. We just had all the clues without. Now you look within. What does this mean to me? What do I associate with this word? What's important to me? What are the values here? And you come up with all of these words, and then you can start piecing together your path. It gives you direction as to how you can proceed forward. So then the next step, which is a really important step because you won't be able to accurately figure out that second step, is you need to achieve a greater connection with your soul. And I've talked a little bit about what your soul is. You see, the problem as I see it is you can get it wrong and you can be slightly off the mark, and that creates struggle. So if things aren't working out right, if things aren't progressing properly, if you're stuck, if you're lacking clarity, if you're confused, all of those things that you're experiencing are suggestions that you don't have a good enough connection with your soul, which carries your grand plan for your life. The solution then is to engage your heart-soul connection. And your heart-soul connection, this is something that got presented to me during my part of my recovery from cancer. I had a spiritual awakening and I discovered this, and it helped me through the process of healing. So what this heart-soul connection is it includes wisdom of your soul. And then there's access to your genius data bank, which is part of this heart-soul connection. Now, your genius data bank is your connection to the universal creative intelligence that knows everything. That's everywhere. That's in every cell of our body. But there's a doorway or a portal that sits in your solar plexus area. And there's actually some nerves that scientists are now saying that those nerves in our body connect us to our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind connects us to superconscious mind, which is the universal creative intelligence, or you might like to call that God. And one of the ways that we have access to that is by relaxing. We've got to relax and we've got to breathe. And then, of course, there's a connection to your heart intelligence. Now, scientists are saying that our heart is actually like our brain. It contains intelligence. So if we're wanting to ask a question, if we're wanting to know anything in life and we want the best answer, we want the best solution, where else would you go but the wisdom of your soul, your genius data bank that's within you, and your heart intelligence? Because if we're just going to come from our mind and we're just going to come from our ego, we're going to end up with this world that we've got and a continuation of it in status quo. And remember, I'm all about changing the world and making it a better place. And I know you are too, because anybody who feels like they've got a purpose and something here to do wants to make a difference, and does make a difference when they step into that mission blueprint. So this is where we need to go. We need to go to the heart-soul connection. Part of the access to that is breathing. And unfortunately, I can't give you that technique right here and now. But again, if you head on over to Mission Blueprint online, you'll find there's resources there for you to learn a little bit more about that. Step number four is to realign your life to your best path. So we've gone on a journey in steps 1 through to 3 to connect a little bit more with ourselves and with our soul. And so now what we want to do is realign it all. Whatever our life is now, there's kind of like an adjustment that might need to be made. A little bit of tweaking here and there if you're already on path. But if you're not and you're still confused, this is where we just realign your whole life to what the best path is for you. And that's going to require a plan. See, most people don't plan, therefore they get lost, derailed, and stopped. Now, there's a lot of spiritual mumbo jumbo out there about how planning is like, you better leave it to God to plan and all that sort of thing. That's separatist talking as far as I'm concerned, because I'm not separate from God. I'm not separate from that universal creative intelligence. And if I'm using that intelligence, working with my soul's plan to make my life path plan, so I've got this map, then yay for me. It's like it just helps me through life a lot easier, especially in those times that you do get lost, derailed, or stopped. So the solution is to create your life path plan, which is very similar to a business plan, and it has an open loop. It can change. It allows for the universe to come in and say, you know what, you haven't got it exactly right, but we're going to give you more. We're going to give you something greater than you could possibly imagine for yourself. So the reason why you want this life path plan, again very similar to a business plan, is so you can readjust your life to an accurate pathway that's actually going to lead to your success. And number 2, you need a roadmap, a GPS or a compass to keep you going, because there are moments where we do get derailed or we second guess ourselves and we have doubt. So you come back to this plan and you go, do I need to readjust it? Do I need to expand on it? Have I been too little here? It's like a business plan, business plans aren't concrete. They're always evolving. Well, so is your life path plan. And again, you're only doing this so that you've got that roadmap. And more importantly, once you've got it, this helps you take right action and making the best decisions you could possibly make. Because you're coming back to this plan going, you know what, I've worked this plan with my heart-soul connection, and all the wisdom of the universe and everything has been poured into here. So let me just go back to this and see, if I want to invest in this, if I want to open this business, if I want to take that job, if this is the right person for me, is this the right decision for me, is this the right house to buy? It doesn't matter what it is in life. You have a life path plan that you can go back to that's got your vision statement, mission statement, your aims, objectives, and your goals, and you go, is this congruent? Am I congruent? Am I making the best decision here? This is your roadmap or your GPS or compass for life. And step 5 is then to identify and remove resistance. And here's the biggest problem that I see with my clients and with members of my audiences, the world in general. Most people don't do the inner work or their life work effectively or consistently. And I had a big wake-up call recently. I met John Assaraf of The Secret. He's an amazing man. He's a multi-billionaire. And what I discovered is one of the things that he did on a day-by-day basis in the morning and the evening is he did the inner work. I didn't know that. I always assumed that successful people were successful because they worked hard and they got lucky. And there are many wealthy people that have just inherited it. But the vast majority of people that have created wealth have done so by doing the inner work. I didn't know this. I found this out because I started meeting really great people who have access to some of the, the greatest, wealthiest giants. And they're all telling me these guys are doing the work. They're doing it in the morning and the evening. And then in the daytime, they're taking the action steps. So a really quick solution for you to use every morning and every night is to build a matrix of magnetic beliefs. It's important to build this matrix magnetic beliefs because what it's going to do, it's going to help you identify and remove resistance. It's going to give you the counter thoughts. You go, here are the beliefs I need in order to get to where I want to go. And then you've got those chirping monkeys that come in and they go, you can't, you suck, you this, you that. And you go, now I've identified what my resistance is and you can remove it. And then not only that, the matrix of magnetic beliefs creates the magnetism to bring into you the people, the places, the resources and the events that you need in order to carry out your life purpose and mission successfully. So what this magnetic matrix of belief does also as you build it is it connects the hemispheres of your brain of work and money to purpose and spiritual development, because most people's hemispheres in their brain aren't joined here. And this is the biggest reason why people who heal, people who do fantastic work, people who give a lot in the community, people who do spiritual work are flat broke. And those are the people that need the money because they got the wisdom on how to spend it and where to spend it, right? So then also what this matrix of magnetic beliefs does is it removes dualistic program. It moves that dualism that says this job is worth more, that job's worth more. It moves that dualistic program in the mind that says if I've got this talent, I can charge this for it. If I've got that talent, I can't charge for it. Right? That's ridiculous because everything comes from spirit. So we're going to remove that programming and come into the singularity of your mind so that all things being equal, that you are equally able to experience wealth regardless of what it is you give to the world. And then we need to dissolve outdated ancestral beliefs, which is also part of what happens when you build your matrix of magnetic beliefs. This is super, super important because most of us come from a culture, doesn't matter what so-called race or culture you come from, way back in the olden days, we took care of our spiritual healers. They didn't have to participate in the economy of our tribe because they had to be free and clear of all of that kind of thing, which is kind of like a judgment on manual labor. So therefore they were taken care of, and they often had the biggest tents and the greatest homes and adorned with the greatest amount of jewelry because they were taken care of the tribe. Guess what? We don't live in that world today. That's not the world we live in. If we're doing spiritual work, if we're healing, if we're giving, if we're changing the world, if we're getting out there and doing really good things, making a big difference, we're not automatically taken care of. We can't write on that telco bill, unfortunately. I don't have to pay this because I'm making a difference. So we need to remove that really old, outdated ancestral belief from your neural net so that you can marry those hemispheres of your brain so that your purpose and making money and living a life of prosperity so that you can help more and more people, it actually knits together and that helps you create that easily and effortlessly. So the matrix of magnetic beliefs is like this fortified system of beliefs that we put together that helps you identify and remove resistance as well as build the magnetism to bring into being what you want. And that is where you get to live your life of purpose, passion, prosperity, and pizzazz, because you've got nothing holding you back. You've got the keys to get rid of absolutely everything that's going on inside of you that can hold you back. Step 6, take right action. See, the problem here is the tendency to get stuck in fear because it's like, what if it's the wrong step? What if I'm going in the wrong direction? And so you procrastinate. and you get stuck. So the solution to this is that you've got to create an action plan that has doable steps. It's like, oh, I can pick the phone up and call my mum. I can do that. And then what you do is you measure, reflect, and correct. So you've got your plan, you go and you do it, and it doesn't matter if it's the wrong step because the universe will correct you. It can't correct you if you're sitting on your duff doing nothing. You've got to get into action and you've got to move, even if it's picking the phone up and calling your mum, which is what I do whenever I get stuck, whenever I'm procrastinating, whenever I'm going, oh, I don't know what to do next. I call my mum, and then I've gone into action. I've moved through the resistance, and I've put steps in motion that makes it easier for me to take the next step and the next step and the next step, and then the next thing you know, bang, there I am. Now the 7th step is called you making steady progress, which is kind of like an outcome. Because the problem, once people know what their purpose is and they're out there and they're moving, taking action, thinking they're doing the right thing, is sometimes they have a tendency to drop the ball because of subconscious mind programming, which we deal with in an earlier step. Sometimes they slow down because they reach obstacles that they just don't know how to get over, or sometimes they get off track or distracted. And so we need a solution to that. And my solution for that is a 3-step dance of victory. And it's like the DNA of victory. What creates victory? And it's threefold. It's the DNA of victory. What is the code that creates the victory? So it's a 3-step dance of the DNA of victory. So, and the DNA is missing out off this slide. So between dance and of, there should be DNA. And what you're going to be able to do with this process is you're going to be able to keep moving forward when nothing seems to work. You're going to know exactly what to step into and what to do. And then you're going to know where to look when you feel lost and you don't know what to do, because you'll have the 2nd step in the dance and go, yep, this is where I go and this is how I'm going to keep moving forward. Get the ball rolling, keep the ball rolling. Step 3 is you're going to know how to proceed when nothing seems to be happening fast enough. So when you're doing a lot of work, when you're doing the inner work, when things are rolling along, but it's not happening fast enough and you're getting frustrated and you think it should be happening faster, you do the 3rd step and then you go back to the 1st step, 2nd step, 3 steps. So it is a dance. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a waltz. I hadn't thought about that. So you have the formula for victory and you just keep going and you have that ball rolling and you keep it rolling, and there you are living that life of pizzazz. See, I believe it's time for good-hearted people with great ideas to be getting rewarded for that, and handsomely so that they can go ahead and make a bigger difference. Because remember, I'm all about changing the world and creating a better place. And it's when you step into your mission blueprint. This is your soul's plan, not the ego's plan. We're going to start solving some really big problems, because I see with my clients all the time that they make a huge difference. Even if it's just a really small part of the plan, it makes a huge difference. Just like bees going out and getting nectar, coming back creating honey, they're cross-pollinating and keeping the whole planet alive pretty much. That's a big difference. So given that I want to help 1,000 people step onto this mission blueprint, so together we can start changing the world and making it a better place and have that world that we all dream of, I'd really appreciate it if you comment on this video, positively so, because what you focus on increases. And if you're going to post negative comments and focus on negative comments, don't complain to me that negative things start happening in your life. Share, like, post, tweet, pin, whatever you like there. Get the message out there, and if you want to learn more, head on over to missionblueprintonline.com. And I seriously encourage you to watch this video again. I've spoken fast and sometimes you miss things, and these steps are really important to take. So you're going to know, oh, this is the problem in my life, so this is the solution. Oh, I'm experiencing this, great, this is what I need to do. Hey, thanks so much for listening all the way to the end, and I'll see you over at missionblueprintonline.com. Bye for now.